Attention!
Welcome to the Film Mages Podcast, where the popcorn is our ammunition, the couch is our foxhole, and the cinema is our place of worship.
Now let me see your war face! Ah!
Oh my goodness, wow.
That was literally like
It's been a
perfect
while.
timing. The heater just shut off all the way.
Nice.
That's great.
Nice. That's
Well-
great. That's great. That's good stuff. Wow. Is this a new episode?
It sure is a new episode.
Wow.
It's a very, very special episode.
This is a
because I
fantastically
don't
special
know
episode.
If you guys know this, if you're aware of where we're at in our podcasting journey,
That's right.
this is
Oh,
episode
yes.
Yeah.
69, baby.
This is episode
Big
69.
We made it to 69.
And I think a very appropriate film for that special number.
I'd
It
say
really
so.
is.
Well,
And
hello
you know
everyone.
What? That's not that was coincidence and serendipity all rolled into one there.
That's right.
Indeed, it's beautiful. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Film Majors. I am Zack.
I am Mick.
I am Alexis.
And you may notice that despite Mick and I living in the same place, we're broadcasting in from different locales. And
How would,
might
how
be
would
asking
listeners
yourself,
Zach, what are
know
you
that?
doing over there?
you might be asking yourself, Zach, what are you doing over there? You might be asking yourself what's going on.
Yeah, there we go.
Christ.
Was that an attempt,
Alexis?
Alexis?
No, I
Okay,
totally
good.
forgot. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I have a
so
question.
sorry.
I have a question, Zach. You always say you might notice that we're recording from different locations. How do listeners know that? We know it.
The sound quality is different.
Yeah, it's the sound quality.
Okay, I guess you
'Cause the-
audiophiles.
I mean, if you're an
I
eagle-eared
wouldn't
listener.
even say I'm an audiophile, but it is noticeable. Maybe a little audiophile.
Yeah, you're a little bit of an audiophile.
you're
you sick
definitely a
fuck.
little bit of an audiophile. It's
I
disgusting.
like editing. That's probably why I am a little bit of an audiophile.
Well,
So what is going
Film
on,
majors-
folks?
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
a business trip. I'm in fucking Chico right now, so I'm staying in a little loft. It's cute. I've gone to a couple different restaurants, mostly coffee places, because live on coffee right now. And yeah, Zach, what are you doing over there, wherever it is that you are? Because this is in fact a visual medium.
Indeed, everyone can see. I am up in the Bay Area in San Rafael on a little writer's retreat with past and future guest Mr. Drew Patterson. We shot an independent feature together last October. You may recall if you listened to our spooky season episodes. And yeah, we're cooking up our next thing. I think it's fair to say we're about 75 pages into a little original slasher flick that we're hoping to get
Hell
off
yeah.
the ground in the next few years. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and consequently, I did watch something that I guess could be categorized as a slasher film, which was a movie called Triangle. It's a 2009. Kind of somewhat trippy quasi-slasher movie set on a big cruise ship. And I don't think it totally came together for me, and it does kind of look like it was colored with just like a preset you would find in DaVinci Resolve, which is, for those who don't know, a coloring software. It looks like they just kind of slapped a filter on it and called it a day. But it's got good atmosphere. It's a good original concept. So, I'm glad I saw it, and I'm gonna continue to plumb the depths of slasher films this week and see what I find.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
That's a fun homework assignment. We should all be so lucky.
Indeed.
Alexis, have you
Now-
seen any movies?
Have I seen any movies? What an excellent question. I actually like fully can't even remember if I have seen any movies. I don't think that I have, to be honest. It's been
Mick, have you seen any
been
movies?
A time.
I have seen so many new movies. Oh my gosh. My quest to make up for long lost time of not seeing a lot of 2023 titles. Well, that's not even true. I've seen quite a few, but I've added more to the list here. I talked to you too about this previously, but listeners, I want you to know that I've been putting in the hard work and it's been awful. I've been plumbing the depths of hell and depravity because I, unbeknownst to me, created one of the worst runs of films that I have seen in quite a while. So I'm just going to go down the list here. Since our last episode, I have seen in order the new film Society of the Snow, which is fantastic. I almost gave that 5 stars. Would have been the one and only 5-star film.
That's J.A. Bayona who made The Orphanage, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Is
Fuck
it?
yeah.
Yes.
I got it.
Oh,
It
I
is
started
an
it and I haven't
exquisite
finished
film.
it. Yeah,
but
everyone in my family's been watching it.
It's about survival. It's about the brutal elements of nature, and it is about cannibalism. So I thought I'd follow that up with When Evil Lurks, which is a horror film that Zack put in his top 10 list, which is about demonic possession in Argentina. I liked it. I didn't love it as much as Zack, but it has its merits. And then I followed that up with a lovely palate cleanser. And I believe it or not, this is the nicest feel-good film of my series, The Iron Claw. Saw this in theaters. I think that Godzilla -1 to you, Zack, is The Iron Claw to me, which is a movie that everyone around me is kind of losing their minds about, and I am not. It's good. It's very good, but it didn't blow me away the way it is with so many other people. I thought the first 2 acts were a little slow. The Ric Flair actor that they got really took me out of the movie. I didn't think he did a good Ric Flair. I thought that was distracting, but I will say
I'm not familiar enough with Ric Flair to speak on that.
And then the last 45 minutes, though, is really, really good. Zac Efron is absolutely incredible. And like I said in my Letterboxd review, he's so good. He carries the weight of the film, even if he does look a little bit like human Shrek from Shrek 2. They should have called this the Iron Jaw. Then,
he does kind of look like... He kind of looks like a guy who, like, medieval peasants would, like, throw rotten fruit at. And they would call the oaf. Yeah. It's something about how jacked he is and the haircut.
Yeah, you said that. Now, to be fair, I want to say, I say that affectionately because I know part of why his face looks like that is because he had corrective surgery after an accident, including the weightlifting. So he's had surgery, so I'm nothing against the guy. And then I followed that film up the next day. Sorry, go ahead, Zack.
Oh, I was just saying, I think I'm mostly saying that not because of the shape of his face, but more because of just like how he's styled in that movie.
Yeah, his haircut.
Like his haircut is insane, and he is so huge.
He does look a bit. There's some peasantry happening with him for sure.
Yeah,
some peasantry.
Yeah, some peasantry. He looks like an extra in The Holy Grail.
What happened to you in England, man?
Then the next day, I followed that up with Jonathan Glazer's The Zone of Interest, which is the Auschwitz. Wow,
that's a really
film.
strong ending there.
Yeah, this movie actually had me quite distraught. The Society of Snow, I actually felt it was the most unsettling film of 2023. Then I watched The Zone of Interest, and it is the second most unsettling film because Zone of Interest takes first by a long shot. Jonathan Glazer describes it as 2 films in one, the one movie that you hear, another one that you see, and seeing the Nazis just having their day-to-day routines, which are remarkably similar to a regular family, I think just shows how fucking monstrous they were. And it's a really unsettling film, not fun to watch at all. I'm probably not going to rewatch it, but I think it's required viewing, quite honestly.
Yeah,
it's you need to sit through it, because I've never seen a Holocaust film like this. It's crazy.
No, I'd agree with that. I'd also say, like, sitting with that more, that's it's a good movie about how if we don't see something like depraved happening, something morally objectionable happening in our society, we can ignore it, and we can, grow comfortable and complicit with it. That's a really disturbing film. And what did you wrap up with, Mick?
And then I wrapped up with May, December. Because I was like, oh, I've heard this is kind of funny. I've heard that it has its moments. And I did not know that it was about pedophilia. Oh, my God.
You didn't know?
I went into May, December knowing nothing. I knew nothing about this film. But I do have to say
what a delight.
I have to say, I think it had one of the funniest endings of a movie I've seen in so long. Natalie Portman doing her, "Are you scared? Don't be scared," with the lisp. Absolutely phenomenal. So that was my awful film fest. But then actually I had a wonderful night recently with a former and hopefully future guest, Kristen Samito. We saw her, not her film, but she worked on it, Destroy All Neighbors, which is now a Shudder exclusive. We went to one of the cast and crew screenings, and it is a really fun splatter comedy with really cool makeup. One of the makeup artists who did Gremlins did like a lot of the practical effects on this. It looks pretty good. It's a fun time. It's worth checking out for sure. And then I saw another film, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to wait until we talk about our topic of the day.
Alexis, did you determine if you saw any films or not?
I did not review any films on my Letterboxd, which leads me to believe that I did not watch anything this week. And I believe that is true.
I feel like that is
I feel like I'm in a court proceeding.
To the best of my recollection, I did not view any.
I'll be honest. I'll be totally honest. Like, being on this work trip, like, there's literally a dispensary across the street from the Airbnb where I'm staying at. So I just
So you've been doing drugs.
I hadn't had gummies in like weeks because I ran out, and I was like, I don't need to spend any more money on weed. And then like I was like, well, I am going to go get some lunch. And so yesterday I walked to the dispensary first and got some gummies and then walked to my
I thought you were going to say you went to the dispensary and you got your lunch.
LOL, no, I would have been way too high. Like, I literally ate 2 gummies yesterday, and I was honestly too high.
I would argue that, when I'm stoned, that's watching movies is about the only thing that I can do. Because I get scared when I do weed. I get anxious.
I've cut weed out of my life because I found that it was fun watching movies high, but I wouldn't remember it. I wouldn't remember it as well. And I also would get more easily distracted, with my phone and shit. I feel like if I'm sober with a film, I can actually focus and sit with it and actually remember what the hell I just watched. But
yeah, that's fair.
Well, I was having a really nice run of seeing movies in theaters for a while, and then this month's just been really busy. Well, first of all, I think I was honestly a little fucking burnt out from the 2 weeks.
That's fair.
2 to 3 weeks of intense watching movies in theaters that I did to try to fucking get that list for last week. Oh man.
Yeah.
Or the week before, whatever.
I feel that. When I was in England for 3 weeks, I didn't see any new movies in the theater except for one, Ferrari. And I was craving it. So I've been like on a movie fast, and so now I'm
you're
eating it
jonesing.
up, and I put myself in a hole of despair because of it. It's basically like it was like cinematic bulimia that I had. I was just like binging, and then
That's a fucking crazy way to put that.
it just I just purged it all. It's awful.
Wow.
Wow. Well,
Do we have anything else going on in our
I have
lives?
a question.
What?
Alexis has a
Oh.
question.
Have you guys seen the trailer for something called Founding Fathers?
No.
No, I've seen the poster for it though. I keep thinking it's a
Why does
Purge
it-
film.
That's exactly what I thought. Was like I saw it and then I was like, is that a Purge movie? And then I watched the thing and the trailer and I was like, no, this is not a Purge movie.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
No, I've seen the poster twice, and I'm like, oh, there's a new Purge film. And then I look close, I'm like, no, there isn't. I feel like they're capitalizing on the whole Purge fest.
If there were a new
it's giving a Purge vibe.
The Purge
if there were a
vibe.
new Purge movie coming out, both of you would have already heard about it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's
speaking-
there's a script being developed.
Speaking of new trailers, it doesn't have to do with a movie, but there's a new TV show.
Okay.
This strikes close to home for all three of us. And for
Okay.
our most loyal listeners, this is important for them. Because our first episode of all time, we talked about what film?
The Gentleman.
The Gentleman. Guy Ritchie is making a The Gentleman TV show. Now, I have no idea if it's going to be good or not, but there was a trailer that dropped today, and my man Vinnie Jones is in it, and we got Ray Winston, and that's all I need.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ray Winston and Vinnie Jones are in it, and I fucking love Vinnie Jones. He's always been underused.
What's Vinnie Jones been in?
He was in
Who's Vinnie
he was in Snatch. He's the
Oh,
guy
fuck
that's
yeah.
smashing the guy's head in the car and then picked up the phone and goes, bonjour. He's like a former soccer player turned actor. Alexis.
Isn't that the guy who's in Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yes, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, he's in
I know
Gone
who
in
he
60
is.
Seconds.
I love him.
Yeah,
I love him.
He plays the mute
Okay.
dude who's the mortician. I forget his name. Sphinx.
If we didn't bring him up during that one episode where our topic was like your favorite that guy, I should have named him because
That's a
every
good-
time I fucking
yes.
see him, I'm like, I fucking love you, even when you're not even talking.
Yes, fuck. That's a correction corner for all of us. Absolutely. Vinnie
Yeah.
Jones is 1,000% one of those guys. That guys.
There we go. That's an addendum to our Empty Man episode, which I also watched this week.
Yeah, I saw
yes.
you showed
How'd
your
that
friend
go?
Drew, and he gave it 3 stars, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he doesn't get it, man. I
you
just
know
don't
what?
even
Okay.
think he gets us, man.
To be fair, though, that is a movie that, like, the first time I saw it, I knew I had seen something, like, pretty special, but I also don't know if I quite got it. I think that's a movie you have to watch multiple times to really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's more or less what I told Drew, is that he should watch it again in a few months, because that is a movie that, much like The Empty Man, has grown within me like a virus. So, yeah, if that's it, I say we hop out of what's going on. All right. So, great. This is good. I love how we're chuckling about visual gags that we're doing.
I really wanted
you-
to say, good job, Mick. It is such a visual medium. Everyone will see
If you
do
ever
that.
just kind of like hear us chuckling on this show and you're like, they didn't say anything funny, there's things you can't see. You can't see Mick's gorgeous face right now. There's all kinds of stuff that, maybe someday
What did you Wait, Mick,
maybe someday
when you
we'll
were in
record this.
the UK, did you get your eyebrows done?
Yes.
Who was it by?
Yeah, I got it at a Turkish barbershop.
Your eyebrows were crazy in the picture that you posted about that.
Oh,
They're so sharp.
they are sharp.
to
Yeah, well, I
our-
wasn't expecting it. He just put a comb and like right across my eyebrows. It's fucking shocking.
Go to
here's the
our,
thing. I know we're out of the fucking what's going on, but you know what is going on in this world, in this country, is absurd barbershop prices. My haircut in England, I want you to guess how much a full fade haircut, eyebrow trim, ear trim, nose trim, I'm not kidding, and shave. Guess how much that cost in American dollars.
Was it a tuppence? Oh, shit, American dollars, sorry.
Yeah.
$20.
65.
It was $25. $25,
Holy
which is like roughly
shit.
20 pounds in UK. And like here, that's like a $70, $60 thing. I mean, Los Angeles, I know, but still, it's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
I got my haircut like right at the end of the year, and it cost me like $65, I think.
It's crazy.
And like I got a shave too, and like that's. I've gotten cheaper haircuts in LA, but like if you want a quality haircut, you gotta spend at least that amount of money.
It's insane.
Yeah, I only get my haircut in what my father, who also lives in this neighborhood, lovingly terms the hood.
Oh, nice. Alexis lives in the hood.
I get those good prices. Like I literally pay like $15 to get my haircut.
Oh, that's tight. Is it in someone's garage?
No, it's just this lady is like as old as my mom, maybe a little older. Maybe I think she is older than my mom. And she's been at the same little salon for like
that's cool.
Fucking 40, 50 years.
Nice. Support local businesses, folks.
Here's a call out to our LA listeners. If you know a quality, cheap haircut place that cuts curly hair, shoot us an email, because I would love to pay less than that for a haircut. filmmagerspod@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah. And then I did find a place to cut my hair in Van Nuys when I was living in LA for only $35. And I was like, hell yeah, brother.
There was a place that I was going to.
Hair, so.
Yeah, there was a place that I was going to that was about $35 in Van Nuys as well, but
That's crazy.
were not. They were doing me a little dirty.
So
you have very curly
why
hair.
is today's topic where to get your hair cut? What does that have to do with today's film? Alexis, take it away.
Oh my God.
It's called having ADHD, bro. No. So what were we talking about?
Let's rope this in.
Our big topic.
To be fair, I started this, so I'll rope it back in. But today's topic is
our MVPs, acting MVPs from the year 2023. Does that rhyme?
Hell yeah. Our 2023 acting MVPs sure does rhyme.
Yes. Fuck yeah. I love that.
So, yeah, to explain the big topic a little bit, these are what I was envisioning is people who have turned in multiple solid performances in the year 2023. I don't think we have to be limited to just film, because there's a few actors who I think did good movies but also did good work on television this year. But yeah, who wants to take it away? Who was doing good work this year?
I'm gonna go last. Yeah, take it away, someone else.
All right. The one that jumped immediately to mind for me was, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The summer of 2023 was the summer of Wiggum. Mr. Shea Wiggum, both in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 as Briggs and voicing Captain Stacy in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, was just turning in really fucking great work, and I was very happy to see him. So Shea Wiggum was the one that jumped to mind. I know he was also in that film with Anne Hathaway, Eileen, which I missed. But I'm sure he was great there too, because Shea Wiggum, he's the man. He turns in fucking good work whenever you cast him, and this summer was no exception.
Nice. Can I ask a clarifying question? And this is why I didn't want to go first.
Ask a clarifying question.
With our main topic, this has to be an actor that has been in multiple things in 2023?
That's how I was envisioning it, but
I don't even know if I've seen enough to to do
because I didn't catch that caveat.
I'm going to do just the people that I'm like, you know what, that was solid. You know what, I think we can all have a little leeway on it because
that's fine.
That's who we are.
It's our fucking show.
Exactly.
We
make the rules.
Alexis, you want to go next?
Oh, so I am going next. And you know what? I will say this. Haley. Wait, what's her name?
Atwell?
Haley
Atwell?
Haley Atwell.
Holly Bailey? Fuck.
Halle
Bailey.
Halle Bailey. This
Halle Bailey.
New mermaid woman?
Did you just say Halle Baby?
This is just like last night when I was trying to send an email hi and I said Halle Kelly and then I got that before I sent it.
Halle Bailey.
Okay, so
Halle
Bailey. Yes. So she was in The Little Mermaid, which, you know, I did personally like this movie.
Autumn movie of the year for me.
Embarrassingly.
That's very funny, Zack. You'll find out why soon.
But she was also in The Color Purple, and I thought she was also really good in that.
Nice. I need to see that.
I think, yeah, it's good. It's I think like the first half was like, I think I could get into it. Maybe it had some good, like the choreography was crazy, really good. But anyways, yeah, you should definitely go see it.
I've never seen the original either.
Oh, really? I grew up watching that as a kid with my sisters.
Oh yeah, I loved that movie when I was a kid.
Yeah, so it had big shoes, I think. But the Iron Claw, Zac Efron, I must say, I was really just like, I wouldn't say like blown away because like I've seen Zac Efron in a lot of things and like I think he has done like really good comedy work. I just like I've never seen him. I haven't seen him since like Charlie St. Cloud in like a really like a dramatic kind of role, you know? And then with the added like instead of the romance in Charlie St. Cloud, like kind of overtaking, I think, some of his dramatic moments. This movie, you really see him. I don't know. He's just grown a lot. Really, really enjoyed that. Emma Stone in Poor Things. Love that girl. She's great.
Excellent.
And yeah. I think those are mine.
I have some to rattle off, or unless Zack, you want to go.
I have a few more to rattle off just in the spirit of people doing multiple different projects where they're turning in great work. Issa Rae also did a voice in Across the Spider-Verse. She was great as President Barbie in Barbie, and she has fucking great scene in American Fiction.
I'm seeing that tomorrow.
I think she has like, she's not in the movie a ton, but she has like a couple of really big scenes that she just fucking crushes. So Issa Rae, I'd like to shout out. Then speaking of the Iron Claw, I would like to shout out Jeremy Allen White because in addition to the Iron Claw, season 2 of The Bear came out, and he's fucking fantastic in that. Season 2 of The Bear will be coming up later. But speaking of other people who were in that show who are not in the film we're talking about today, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, he has a small but very funny role in No Hard Feelings. He turned in really great work there. And then going back to Poor Things, Margaret Qualley and Christopher Abbott, great in Sanctuary, great in Poor Things as well.
That's true.
I think that is that's probably it for me. So if other people want to rattle stuff off,
I have
Alexis,
one more.
Go for it.
Because Jacob Elordi did turn in 2 solid performances.
That's right.
And one is in Saltburn.
Good pick.
And one is in Priscilla. Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
And you know what? Looked great doing both of them. So added bonus.
Well, I'm
okay.
gonna
Last one. Matt Damon, Oppenheimer, and Air. Liked him in both. Sorry. Go ahead,
I completely
Matt.
forgot
I haven't seen
about
Air.
Air. God damn.
Solid
well,
movie.
Zach, you mentioned a movie that I would like to talk about, which is No Hard Feelings. One of my favorite performances of the year actually was Jennifer Lawrence. She was so good in that movie as Maddie, and also Andrew Barth Feldman as Percy. Really good performances. And then another shout out I really want to give is, oh goodness, what is her name? Stephanie Sue from Joyride, which I watched yesterday in preparation for today's episode because, honestly, after watching Bottoms, I was thinking about how this was I know I'm kind of skipping ahead, really, really great comedy, but No Hard Feelings, also really, really good comedy. And you guys both you guys were ranting and raving about Joyride. So I was like, okay, this is a female-led film. Apparently it's a really good comedy, so I'm going to watch it. It was hilarious. I think out of all of the comedies that came out of 2023, Joyride's my favorite. I had No Hard Feelings as my favorite comedy, but it was usurped.
Kind of regretted choosing Bottoms because of Joyride, but it's like, I don't know. But like, I know I'm going to rewatch Joyride, but I'm really glad that I rewatched Bottoms.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of want to watch the trifecta of female-led and in some cases directed films in
Studio comedies,
that pretty much kicked ass last year. And it's like, honestly, a tremendous triple feature. And if I had to rank them, I would put Joyride at the top, No Hard Feelings, and then the movie that we're going to talk about as my bottom. But I still really enjoyed it. I still really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, Stephanie Sue was so good with her frenetic boofing. That scene was insane. Oh my god, absolutely incredible. Ashley Park was also really, really good. Sherry Cole was fantastic. Sabrina Wu, fucking sneakily MVP of that film. So fucking funny. I love her introduction where we see this character that's like, oh, so destructive, and we're panning on this beautiful goth girl, and the camera, and she keeps pans by, and that's not who Deadeye is. Deadeye is actually this person that just enters frame at the airport. Super, super funny. Great visual gags. Holy fuck. Funny.
Well, I really want to rewatch that movie.
I think that's a fine place to transition to our movie for this episode if nobody has anything else pressing.
Nor, go ahead.
All right. Well, Bottoms is a 2023 film directed by Emma Seligman, and it stars Ayo Edebiri, I think I butchered her name last time, and Rachel Sennett. And here's the description. Unpopular best friends PJ and Josie start a high school fight club to meet girls and lose their virginity. They soon find themselves in over their heads when the most popular students start beating each other up in the name of self-defense. That's a bad description.
It is.
It makes it unclear that this is a movie about two loser lesbians who start a fight club to get laid.
Yeah.
You know what? This is real gay rights right here, is the latitude to be fucking awful people, because PJ is such a fucking piece of shit.
No, I was watching some interviews with Emma Seligman, who looks eerily like my girlfriend. And she was talking about how she is not interested in writing aspirational gay characters. She wants to write gay people who suck. Well, and yeah, I think that's progress to not have to like be.
I was just thinking that.
You don't have to be perfect. You should get to be flawed.
Yeah, that's a complaint that I've had for a while. Now, this is probably dangerous territory because I'm a cis white male, but tokenism with queer characters or people of color in film bother me when you have a white-led cast or a heterosexual-led cast, and then you have one character that's either queer or a person of color as that token character, and then that is enough for the film to satisfy that, oh, we have representation, even if they're just playing the same stereotype that we've seen for 30 years. What kind of like what we're talking about here is giving them the latitude to play a whole plethora of characters. There's a whole range of what kind of person you could be, and to have a movie like this where you have really lovely queer characters, like predatory queer characters, like bully queer characters. It's like, it's the full spectrum, and that's fucking cool. Like, that is cool because it gives them characters to sink their teeth into, and it's fucking funny. It's great.
I love that it's not like I'm discovering I'm gay and then like all of it, or just like your first gay queer relationship or something, and like how that changed your life. And I just love how mundane their lives are, but also the fact that like they're ridiculed because they're gay and untalented.
Yes.
Yeah, that's maybe it's because we're gay, and then they see that guy.
I literally wrote down the line of dialogue where Io says, this school has a real gay problem. And then Rachel Sennett goes, no one hates us for being gay. They hate us for being gay, untalented, and ugly.
Yeah. This
so
script
funny.
has some great lines in it.
Here's what I'm
really
going to
does.
say. And granted, I haven't rewatched Joyride, but I've also been thinking about, like, there were 3 really solid women-led studio, like, true out-and-out comedies that came out this summer. I think that Bottoms is the movie that I have the most problems with on a script level, just in terms of, like, how it's constructed. But I think that overall, like, I think that No Hard Feelings and Joyride are more, like, efficiently told stories. Particularly, like, No Hard Feelings just runs really smoothly. I don't have a lot of issues with it. But for me, I think Bottoms might be my favorite of the 3 on a rewatch, because the highs of Bottoms are very high for me. When this movie makes me laugh, it makes me like snort and piss myself and spit out my drink.
It makes me cackle.
Like, many of the notes that I was taking on this movie were just lines of dialogue. The bit where PJ and Josie walk into their fight club on the first day, and Rachel Sennett goes, "What the fuck? These girls are ugly." Marshawn Lynch, who I'm gonna get into later, teaching a history class. The Holocaust. It happened.
It happened.
Yes, it did. Yeah, points at the, like, school shooter kid. Yes, it
The
did.
goth kid. Yeah, that was
Dude,
really
okay,
good.
him at the end of the movie in the bloopers reel, he says, y'all were just out here 42 faking for the bacon. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand? You see what I mean? Like, I don't know why, but that shit killed me. Like, the fact that there's, like, bloopers in the credits really is just so good.
Yeah. This was the first time we've had blooper credits in like forever, and that was great. Yeah. It's about time we got those again.
Other thing that I really enjoy. Fuck! I lost my train of thought.
Well,
somebody go.
Well, hold on. Actually, Alexis, if I may bounce it back to you for a second, this is your pick for the month, right?
This is my pick for the month.
Okay, take it away.
Yes. No. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to ask, I was on my last episode we talked about the creator. There were specific reasons why I wanted to do it. I'm really thankful you chose Bottoms, because it means we get to discuss comedy. But why did you want to discuss Bottoms for this episode?
Well, based on what you guys were saying earlier about, what you were saying, Mick, earlier, I kind of like this because I think that I felt the most emotionally connected to Joyride. And I really did like No Hard Feelings, but then of course when it gets all like ooey gooey, like towards the end, I'm like, do I really care that much? A little bit, I don't know. But the thing I like about Bottoms is that even the parts that try to have like more of an emotional center read a little bit more campy and like soap opera, and like it kind of is really fun for me.
Can we get into?
So I think.
Oh man, sorry. I want to ping off that, like, even the serious moments having some jokes, because that some of the serious stuff is where I start to take issues with this movie. But the fucking Avril Lavigne's complicated needle drop
That
when they
shit
have
was
their
so
friend
fucking
break
funny.
up kills me. Sorry, please keep going.
I love the gay Yoda that she goes and like has just like a random conversation with. Like, honestly, the movie just like it's so silly, you know, and it's not. I love the fact that it's not trying to be a lot more than just fun, you know. And I think that's what I really enjoy, even though, like, obviously I was way more emotionally connected to Joyride at some point, you know. And I do think that Joyride was more of like a consistently like got me to laugh. I really enjoy the like cackle laughs I get from watching Bottoms and just like some of the just out of pocket things people say.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mick.
Well, I was going to say, I think we're all kind of saying the same thing here, more or less. But me personally, I know, you know, it's inherently shouldn't, you know, compare movies really because they're not in competition with each other. But that's what we do on this show. And by posing
we made a ranked list and we talked about it for 4 hours.
The trifecta of No Hard Feelings and Joyride with Bottoms, I feel like they're all trying to do things different. They're kind of different comedies. And the reason Joyride worked for me so well is because it's just like a good old fashioned like 2000s era raunchy road trip film. But it has heart to it, and it works because it still kind of exists within a world. Like, I know it's outlandish and there's absurdism that happens within it, but it's still pretty grounded in reality. No Hard Feelings, I think, is even more grounded in reality, but has some really ludicrous moments that one might even believe could happen because of how awkward and uncomfortable they are. But Bottoms has arguably my favorite type of comedy, which is absolute swinging for the fences, just complete satire, complete lunacy, like Blazing Saddles, like Zucker Brothers film, Naked Gun, Airplane. I would put Bottoms kind of in that world.
Wet Hot American Summer.
I agree with you, Zach, that it's a movie that I think I have the most problems with structurally and maybe even thematically. Yet out of the three, Bottoms is the movie I respect the most because it fucking swings for the fences. This has a pep rally in it, folks. If you have not seen the movie, there's a pep rally in this movie where the football players have the school's best MMA boxer wheeled out in a literal iron cage to beat the living shit out of Hazel, played by Ruby Cruz. Fantastic part, by the way. And it doesn't go well. And the whole school, including the faculty, are cheering this shit on as grand entertainment and morale building for the school. That kind of shit where it's just like, we've completely abandoned reality and we're just being fucking funny right now. I miss that in comedies, and Bottoms fucking goes there. But the problem for me is those emotional sincerities, which again are never inherently bad. But I've only seen this once, and that part didn't work for me quite as well. I wish it had just left its foot hard on the comedic pedal all the way through, kind of like movies like, you know, Blazing Saddles or Naked Gun, where it never takes itself seriously. But that's just me.
Yeah, this is what I want to jump in on that because, again, watching some interviews with Emma Seligman, who I want to talk about a little bit as a director. She's talked about how that, like, kind of came out of notes when they were developing the movie. Her initial conception of this movie was like all kind of silliness, much like Wet Hot American Summer or something.
That's a perfect example. Yes, perfect example.
I think that I personally might have enjoyed that more. Again, I don't think that the emotional moments in this movie are poorly executed. It's just I don't want them there.
Yes, it's because the comedy
it's a great
is
cast.
so good. Exactly. Yeah, the comedy is so good.
I really like. Who does AO play?
AO.
It's PJ and
Josie.
I think she's
Josie.
Yeah.
I really like Josie. Well, I guess maybe I just really like AO. I like the way she plays Josie. So I was actually like really into her. I just fucking hate PJ.
Yeah, this is why I suggested this as the big topic, because if I had to pick an acting MVP for the year, Ayo Edebiri is my acting MVP of the year. She's fucking great in this movie. She's really funny in Theater Camp, and she lended her voice to the 2 animated films I saw that were both really solid. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Damn.
And doing all of that, is in The Bear season 2.
Holy
and
shit.
Wins a fucking
Damn.
Emmy.
Oh my god.
Wait, so she was the stage combat
I
instructor in Theater Camp. I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I haven't seen Theater Camp, but oh, that's crazy. I love her when she accepted her award and she was like, "Thank you to everybody who answers my crazy ass emails. You guys are real ones."
Yeah, thank you to my
so much.
Yeah, my agent's assistants. That was awesome. So Emma Seligman, her debut feature was a movie I really enjoyed that I believe came out in 2021, maybe 2020, called
really liked
Shiva.
it too.
Yeah, Shiva Baby.
I still have to watch
Stars Rachel Sennett. It's also a funny movie, but like more by way of Curb Your Enthusiasm, in that it's a lot of like really, really uncomfortable social interactions.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Sennett's really good at playing an asshole.
Yes. And
like
she's
really good. Like every single movie that she plays a dick in, I'm just like, I fucking hate you.
She's really good at being fucking sexy too. What a fox.
I know. I was just thinking that. Oh my god, I have such a thing for Rachel Sennett.
Again, another person who kind of reminds me of my girlfriend.
Interesting.
It is funny seeing. Zack. No, wait.
I think Hazel's really cute.
But I really admire this as like a sophomore feature, and like this is the kind of movie that I would like to see a lot of indie directors make as their second movie. We talked about this a little bit on The Creator, but how Disney, particularly with their Marvel movies, kind of has this like indie director to massive, $100 million movie pipeline, where like a lot of people will make a good solid indie movie and then immediately make something that's incredibly expensive. And I really like that this is like an indie director taking the acclaim that they got from their last movie and making a solid mid-budget follow-up where you can see like their skill and ambition as a director growing. Because I like the fight scenes in this movie. The final confrontation on the football field, I thought worked really well. I really enjoyed that. But
I really like the costume design.
Oh my god, yeah. But the one other issue that I want to bring up that I kind of have with this movie is when we get to our third act and the whole conflict becomes the Fight Club having to save the football players from this other football team who's trying to kill them.
Yeah.
The movie does such a fucking great job building up Jeff and his henchman Tim as just like such fucking despicable people that like I really want to see our final conflict be with them, and it isn't. And like, for me, I get that maybe it's trying to subvert where you think it's going, but like, this plays as like in addition to being like a great kind of like madcap, anything goes, wet hot style movie. This, for quite a while, is like a good classic like slobs versus snobs movie. Like,
yeah.
Bill Murray and fucking John Belushi did a lot of movies like that in the like 70s and 80s, where they would play low class characters in conflict with high status assholes. And that's really fun, and we love to see it. But like, when we get to the end of the movie and the like high status assholes don't really get what's coming to them, it leaves me a little disappointed. So
yeah, they introduce almost like a higher status asshole in the end of this other football team.
Yeah, and we don't have a personal relationship. Yeah, we don't have a personal
Yeah.
relationship. We don't know these guys. They're kind of faceless villains. And like,
Yeah.
you know, the fact that the conflict between them and this rival team is like so great to the point where like people in the past have been like drawn and quartered and shit. That's funny, but it just like, I really liked how much I fucking hated Jeff and their high school team.
Tim. Oh my God, Miles Fowler's
Tim
Tim was incredible.
He went to college with my girlfriend. She, I think, knows him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's very funny.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, I agree with you. It would have been nicer if we had kept it contained within the world established a bit, or in the very least of the characters. Because like I was thinking about that angle where, you know, if you do introduce these outside elements, this other football team that has had this history, it does feel a little tacked on. It's just, I don't have a problem with...
They talk about it the whole movie, though.
I mean, they do, but that's not where the central conflict is. And they do, as again, Zack is saying, I agree with him, they do such a good job of having just these fucking jocks who, by the way, are always in their goddamn football gear, which is hilarious. It's like...
Yeah, that shit's so funny.
I think it would have been better if you do have... If they were the ones that got their comeuppance instead of... They got their comeuppance in the way, or they learned their lesson by... They were saved by the people that they were bullying, and therefore they learned that, oh, you know, maybe we learned the error of our ways, which is just... In a movie that swings for the fences as much as this, I think it would have been better if they got their comeuppance in some ridiculous pineapple-infused sort of way. Having said that, though, I don't think it betrays the main characters either, you know, just to play devil's advocate. If you do introduce these external forces, I do believe that these characters would end up doing the right thing and save the day, as they do in the film. So I don't think it betrays the main characters, so it doesn't bother me that much. But
So the first time that I watched the movie in theaters, I kind of was like, what the fuck, man? The fucking footballers. But then when I watched it the second time, I was like, you know what? I kind of get this a little, not get it more, but just like I feel okay with it, because then they went totally fucking ape shit on them. And you get that like crazy fight, but you don't have any like... You don't have any emotional connection to these people. You're just seeing random people get fucking nuked.
Yeah, someone falls on a fucking sword. It's like that scene from Anchorman. Like someone got stabbed.
So
I don't know. I think it kind of makes it a little bit more silly, goofy, and then also technically, you know the whole time that your main characters are doing shit that's like not right, you know, by like conning these girls into like joining this club for nefarious reasons. So it's kind of nice that like at the end, like they get this, we're not the worst people. We're not great, but we're not the worst people in the world.
Yeah,
and then you get this like crazy fight. I don't know. I
can see that. I bumped on it less on a second viewing, but like I just And I think it is, credit to Emma Seligman and her cast that, like, I feel this way because essentially my complaint is you did too good of a job making your assholes fucking assholes. So I just want to see those dudes fucking get it because I care about the girls and I fucking don't like these guys.
Yeah.
So
I fucking love their teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr.
So
G.
good.
This is
Mr.
okay.
G is so
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Okay, good. Zach.
I have to get into Marshawn Lynch. So
Okay.
if you're listening to this podcast, I'm guessing you're sort of an indoor cat. You're maybe a bit of a dork. You might be
Hello, Wolf.
you might be, pretty into film and the arts. You might not be a big football person. I would not consider myself to be a big football person. I very rarely pay attention to what's going on in the NFL. But there was a period of time where I was paying attention to the NFL, and that's because so I was born up in Washington and lived in Oregon for most of my life. So the football team that, I would root for, my dad would root for, was the Seattle Seahawks. Marshawn Lynch was the running back on the Seattle Seahawks when they won the Super Bowl against
That's right.
the Denver Broncos, I believe. Whoever Peyton Manning was playing for, I think it is the Denver or the Indianapolis Colts. It was one of those two. It was a horse team. Anyways, and then you can tell how closely I follow football.
I didn't even know this guy was a football player.
Yes,
you didn't?
he was.
Yeah, he's NFL, baby.
I was just like, oh, who's this guy?
I believe that his nickname was Beast Mode, just because he was so fucking great as a running back. The year after the Seahawks won the Super Bowl against Peyton Manning, they were back in the Super Bowl again, playing the New England Patriots. And it was right down to the wire. The Seahawks were down by a few points. They were at the 1 yard line. They were right there, ready to get a touchdown, run the clock out, and fucking win the game. However, somebody decided to draw up a play that instead of giving it to beast mode Marshawn Lynch and having him run it in, they decided, let's throw a pass, which then gets intercepted and they lose to fucking Tom fucking Brady and the New England fucking Patriots. And I'm just gonna say that I'm glad that Marshawn Lynch has found someone who fucking respects his talents now, because guess what? He's also a good actor. He's so funny in this movie.
Yeah, they really
He is
drafted
really,
up a
really
play
funny.
for Marshawn Lynch where he really could run it home. And this one, this is his second Super Bowl ring. Is bottoms.
You just, even as a kid who didn't really follow sports, there's certain sports-related traumas that can happen to you as a young man during your adolescence that you will not get over for the rest of your life. And I recognize that this is the big one. And I know it's stupid, and I know it doesn't matter, but I still think about it sometimes.
Well, yes. Can I, in particular...
What do you think about Mr. G, Alexis?
In particular, the part where, like, they're revealed as, like, having only started the club to sleep with girls, and he talks to them after the rally and says something about, like, you think everything's fine, and, the green paint, they like the backsplash in the kitchen, and you think everything's fine, and then they start dating somebody named I don't even know what his fucking name was. Started dating somebody named Jeffrey or something.
I don't think this is about us.
She's like, I don't think this is about us. And then he keeps going, and he's like, and then you just end up with this club for a little cooch, and like says something else that's like kind of leaning towards something sexual, and they're like, I
don't
just
think
don't know
you can be
I don't know
talking
if you
to
should
us
be
like
talking
this.
to us about things like this. Like, I think this might be like inappropriate. And it's so funny. I really love his timing with everything, and just if that's just his personality, love it for him. If he was really just like playing that personality, like what a phenomenal job.
So apparently, another thing that came up in one of the interviews I watched, apparently the vast majority of his dialogue is improvised. They were just like, yeah,
it.
Oh my god,
we're just
I
gonna
believe
let
that. In the
Marshawn
bloopers,
cook.
he was saying some shit.
No, one of maybe my single favorite shot in this movie is he's their shitty history teacher who they bring in as their club advisor, and he starts really getting into the female solidarity, feminism angle
Feminist.
that they're pitching as the reason for the club. And there is a gag where he is in his history classroom and standing in front of the board and smiling, and then he takes a step away from it and the board says, "Feminism. Who started it? A, Gloria Steinem. B, a man. C, another woman." And the pride on his face in that shot fucking slays me dead. It's so funny.
I'm sorry, but the board that comes after the rally and says presidents, why they are all men and why they should continue to
The men, yeah. Yeah, after feminism has failed, that's that's so good. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I'd say let's fucking rattle through some more top moments, and if we need to pause the recording, we can.
The car explosion for sure. Because Hazel's like, yeah, 15 minutes should be good, and then sets it for 15 seconds.
And then she hits her head so hard.
I know. Okay, and then as she's running, she's like, "There's a bomb! A bomb's gonna go off!" And Rachel says, "Like, oh yeah, there's a bomb." You know?
And then Jeff's car fucking explodes.
So good.
And then you see, and what's great though is then you get a camera shot inside Jeff's bedroom, played wonderfully by Nicholas Galitzine. And he's just he's doing this ballet thing, which is
listening to a Walkman.
Yeah, he's listening to it a portable CD player. It was so
he's
fucking
listening
random.
to fucking Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart in his bedroom.
The music direction in this movie is great.
I want to talk about Jeff just for a little bit.
Jeff.
He is, first of all, so funny. I knew he is such a bastard, but I genuinely love him. He is so overly sensitive. When
he's a little baby boy.
When Josie run him over, and Josie very quit in the beginning of the movie puts the foot on the gas because Jeff is standing in front of it, and you just see the car lurch forward and not even touch him, and he collapses crying, and then Tim fucking comes over and does this battle cry to the heavens that they will avenge Jeff. And honestly, I think my biggest laugh in the film was actually from Jeff. It was after Isabel, played by Havana Rose Liu, is informed that Hazel's mother and Jeff are sleeping together, and they're in the cafeteria, and Isabel goes up and is like, "Did you sleep with Hazel's mom?" "No, babe, no, I would never cheat on you again. I would never cheat on you again. I love you, babe, that's an ally." And then Hazel's like, "Yeah, right." And then Jeff goes, "Shut up, nerd, I fucked your mom." That fucking sent me. That shit's fucking so sent me. It was he delivered it so well. Oh my god.
The Jeff moment that fucking gets me is as a distraction, Hazel and PJ make out in front of the stands at the football game, and one of the cheerleaders who sees them goes, "I'm gay," and then the girl who PJ has a crush on is yeah, she's like, "I'm not," and then Jeff, she's like, "I'm not. I just like gay porn," and then Jeff goes, "This is nothing like porn at all.
Yeah.
Aren't even real?
Yeah. He is so funny. He's one of those villains that is just so lovable because he's such a fucking moron. Oh my
You know
God.
what, guys? Actually, acting MVP right here, Nicholas Galitzine, because he was also in Red, White, and Royal Blue, baby.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. That was him?
Yeah, that was him.
shit.
He played the Prince. He played the Prince of England.
Wow.
Range, Jeff.
Range, baby. Yeah.
That range.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Another thing I have to rattle off. I have to give a shout out to Havana. She is so good in this movie. The scene in the diner where she learns that Jeff is sleeping with Hazel's mother. It's a close up on her face, and she's starting to laugh, and she's laughing and laughing, and she's like contortioning her face until her laugh mid shot turns into a cry. And it was so funny. Her facial expressions were so good. I've worked with her a couple of times. She's a really, really talented person, and I fucking wish the last time I'd seen her, I had seen Bottoms before, because holy shit, I did not know that she had comedic chops. I had to give a shout out to that. And then her friend, Brittany, played by Kaya Jordan Gerber, the tall,
Very funny.
heterosexual, as it turns out, best friend whose entire personality is contingent on Isabel, so she just goes where she goes.
Oh my God! Yeah, no, I wrote
funny.
that line down. My identity is completely attached to her, so I just kind of go where she goes.
Yeah, it's great.
The two other, since Io is my acting MVP, I have to shout out two of my favorite moments from her. One is in like the opening scene when she's talking about her plan to eventually get with Isabel when she's like in her 40s. She's like, all right, check this shit out.
Yes.
I don't speak to the bitch for years. And then like goes into this whole thing of how she's going to show up in a suit at their like 20-year high school reunion after Isabel's life has completely fallen apart and swoop in and rescue her.
She says something like she's run down, right?
Yeah. That whole monologue killed me. And then, so the central part of why these girls are able to start the Fight Club is there's a misunderstanding where a rumor gets started that they went to juvie over the summer. And in their first Fight Club meeting, they're telling stories about what happened to them in juvie. And after PJ does her whole thing, she's like, Josie, why don't you go ahead? And Io just goes, yeah, well, juvie was tough. You know, one time this girl tried to feed me rat poison. So I took her out into the yard and then I punched her so hard that she died. Her delivery of that fucking murders, and then her like backtracking and being like, well, no, she was brought back to life and we actually had like a really productive conversation. Like she brings this awkwardness to this movie that I feel like I've only really ever seen pulled off by like maybe Michael Cera. It's not the same, but just like the level of like really authentic.
It's so
like,
mouse-ish.
Yeah, like teen weirdness. I have to respect it. It's so good. Also,
Okay,
her
wait,
letterboxd is hilarious.
What about that one girl who was always like, I'm going to kill my stepdad?
Also good.
Oh my God, yes. Holy shit, her character was so funny. Who plays her?
Like she's always must be huffing. What did they say at the beginning? Like you
She's
can't ever
huffing
get her to
paint.
stop like huffing paint.
Yeah.
She was so good. I'm trying to pull up the actress's name. Oh my God.
Well,
Fuck,
she
she
also
cracked me
probably
up.
looks. She probably looks pretty different in like her headshot since she's like wearing a beanie and fake braces the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The final like little writing gag that I have to give massive props to Emma Seligman for, who is at this point a director who I'm there for whatever she's doing next.
Yeah.
the bit where PJ finally gets to like go back to Brittany's place because she's helping her study for Mr. G's women murdered in history test. That fucking slayed me. His well-meaning attempts at feminism being, I am going to administer a women murdered in history test. Fucking so good.
LOL. Love it. Love to see it.
Yeah, this was really good. And again, what I love about Mr. G is like knowing that you have a character like that is played by a very well-known NFL player. I think that knowledge adds to the comedy of that. And like his acting obviously isn't great, but that's kind of the fucking point. Like it makes his character
he works for the character he's playing.
Yeah, it's like that's totally in line with this guy who's like he's doing his best but is a little awkward. That I think is inspired casting.
I think he did phenomenal acting, to be honest. I mean, I think
that's a good comedic performance.
I think he fucking sold that shit.
Oh yeah, no, he did absolutely. That style works.
Yeah.
For it.
Yeah,
really well done.
I would love to see more directors throw Marshawn Lynch in some comedies. He's very funny.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that's something that Emma Seligman understands, just like the directors of Naked Gun, which is if you're doing an out-and-out comedy, you need to put a very successful NFL player in there.
Don't bring this towards how O.J. Simpson is in The Naked Gun.
Dude,
Marshawn Lynch is a nice man who's done nothing wrong.
LOL.
All right. Do we have anything else on?
I want to say again in regards to other classic comedies or just good comedies in general. You can have a movie that's funny and that's great, but if you can be rewatchable. I've only seen it once, but you too have seen it multiple times, and obviously it's grown on you even with a rewatch. I think that speaks to how well done this is, and again. The problems that I do have with it are like, they're not even necessarily flaws. They're just kind of creative choices that the film takes, that the movie does its comedy and its style of comedy, I think, so well, that feels so fresh, that when it does something that I feel is a little bit more mainstream comedy, that's what doesn't work for me. So it's not even necessarily a flaw. It's actually a compliment to the film that it does its wackiness so well that when it kind of takes a pause and a break, I'm left a little disappointed. But overall, I'm really glad that you picked this, Alexis. I'm glad that I finally got to see it because,
Good palate cleanser, guys.
Good year for comedies across the board. This would be a fantastic triple feature with No Hard Feelings, Joyride, and Bottoms.
Hell yeah.
Alexis, any parting thoughts? Any last thoughts on it?
Yeah. Let gay people be awful like the rest of us.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah. Alexis,
That's the thing that I enjoyed the most about this fucking movie is that they're just kind of pieces of shit. I'm just like, some representation.
Alexis, I'm very excited for you to read this slasher movie that Drew and I are writing because we have a real scumbag gay drug dealer who I think you'll enjoy.
That's fun.
Fuck yeah.
But, Mick, I'm glad you brought up a triple feature. Last year, you may recall that I was pranked because Mick and Alexis both did fucking double features. And I was left out in the cold. Are you fucking doing a
triple feature for your last pick?
No,
that's not cool,
I'm not.
Dude.
I'm not. Relax. I'm doing a double feature.
No,
I'm doing a double feature.
Christ.
Yeah, I got you scared. But no, next week we will be talking. We're getting those clicks, baby. We're doing our Barbenheimer episode. We are talking about Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, which you can rent wherever you rent movies. And we are talking about Greta Gerwig's Barbie, which is streaming on Max. So buckle up, everybody. It's going to be a lot of film viewing, but I think that these are both going to be interesting films to talk about. I'm excited to revisit them. And yeah,
it's going to be like a whole fucking day of watching movies.
Yeah, space them out. So yeah, if you would like to find us, the Film Majors, on social media, you can find us at Film Majors Pod on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok. And you can shoot us an email at filmmajorspod@gmail.com and complain about how long it took you to watch Barbie and Oppenheimer in a day. It's doable. I did it in theaters. So, all right.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to return to these and see how they hold up on a rewatch, even though I've already seen one of them multiple times.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. All righty.
All right,
Later,
folks.
gang.
See you later.
Bye.
Keep it funny.
Bye.